to the coaching talk show. And this talk show is very special today because today we have a special guest with us. And this, I can say good morning, good evening, and good afternoon from all over the world who all are watching this talk show, this podcast. And especially me and Complete Lives on a Family personally believe to bring best to best for all of you so that we can, create a positive world all around us, and we can bring more happiness in our life, in our relations, and everywhere, especially for your health. So today, our guest, I'm just introducing without getting late, Anna from United States. And thank you so much, Anna, for joining this talk show. And it's really our pleasure to invite you in this talk show so that you can share the secret about ice bath and breathwork. Because ice bath and breathwork is one of the best and very important for our body, our mind, and our soul. And today we all are excited to hear your thought on it. So I have kind of a chit chat conversation question with you for today, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So how are you, Anna? Welcome to this talk show.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so happy to be here. I actually prepared for this today by going and getting in the ice bath.
Wow, that's
so
fantastic.
I'm feeling nice and chilly.
Fantastic, Anna. So just would like to know about the secret about your happiness. What is the secret about your happiness?
Well, the secret about my happiness, I would say that really for me comes from a lot of different things and a lot of different practices. I spend a lot of time doing breath work. Of course, I spend time, in the ice bath. I spend time in meditation. I spend time out in nature. And so all of these little things are like little pieces of the puzzle that equal the happiness equation.
Wow, that's awesome, Anna. That's awesome. And definitely being a coach, I can completely understand, and I can see that that enlightenment and in your breathwork, in your coaching, especially, right? So there are so many people, especially in winter, is always afraid from how I can face that ice, that cold, like that. So please share with our audience.
Oh
What
my
is
gosh.
the benefits of ice bath? What is the benefit of ice bath?
So I could literally go on for 2 hours about all of the benefits of the ice baths, but I'm just going to share with you some of the things that were personally life-changing for me. So I had been an insomniac really my whole life. Even as a kid, my parents would be like, you never sleep. Like, how you never fall asleep? You can't fall asleep. As a little kid, as a teenager, middle school, everything, I just was, not a good sleeper. And so then as an adult, that really carried over into my work life. I was like dragging during the day and I couldn't focus because I was sleeping like 3 or 4 hours a night. So then, I got prescribed to, Ambien to help me sleep. And then I was like prescribed to something else because I was like, well, I think it's anxiety and that's why I can't sleep. So then I was on, medication for anxiety. And then because I was taking all of these things, to help me sleep and stay asleep with the anxiety. And then I was like, I'm falling asleep during the day. So then I was on, different medications for focus. And I was just drugged and I was numb.
Wow.
I mean, I would have tried anything for sleep, and I had done a lot of other things first before I went the prescription route. And so I had tried, like boil a banana peel and put it under your pillow, and drink tart cherry juice and do this and do that and work out in the morning. No, work out at night. I mean, like you name it, I was willing to give it a try because I felt so desperate. And I had done cold exposure and I had done breath work before, but it wasn't until I found the Wim Hof method and I combined them. And that was when I really found the magic for me. And so I lived in South Korea. And when I was living there, the this like little old lady in the bathhouse one day. I would go all the time because I knew the nights that I went to the bathhouse, I was gonna get really good sleep. And so one night, I'm there in the bathhouse and she comes up to me, this little old lady, and she just says, "You're doing it all wrong." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know there was a wrong way to do the bathhouse." And she's like, "No, no, no, you have to go hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold." And I was like, well, I don't really think I want to do that. And I was like, I'll try it, but it doesn't sound fun. I tried it and I noticed for that one night that I got really good sleep. And I was like, "Oh, all right, well, there's something to this, but I can't come every night." So I'd really look forward to that one night. So that was, like 11 years ago. I came home from Korea and I was like, how can I, mimic this here? And so I would go do hot yoga, and then I'd go to cryotherapy.
Wow.
And then I found, a Korean spa, and we could do kind of those same things. But I still hadn't yet combined the breath work and the cold exposure. So I was getting one night of good sleep a week that was, like carrying me throughout the week.
Wow.
And so then in 2020, I found the Wim Hof method. And I went to my first, breath work ice bath event, and we did maybe 30 minutes of breath work. And I was in the ice for 2 minutes. And I slept perfectly unmedicated for 7 nights in a row. And I was just like, what? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And so over time, I was able to come off of every single medication that I was on.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really, that's life-changing.
That's nice. And Anna, really, it's a very great to hear this kind of the experience. And I'm very sure, there are so many people, those are really listening this podcast and watching this talk show, definitely will get so much benefit from this. And definitely they can also reach out for the more information and in-depth coaching, because that for you, because from you, because this is the very important aspect to understand how we can sync ice bath and breath work. So just would like to hear from your side, because as per me, because I was exploring you can say my spirituality part. So and when I applied this completely on my spiritual journey, it was a kind of the magical band for me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because when you are on a spiritual journey and you are applying this Wim Hof method, it's a kind of really magical thing for me also and for everyone. So just would like to understand how we can boost our central nervous system by ice bath or breath work.
Yeah. So some of, just you mentioned kind of like this benefit of almost with the breath work, feeling like this connection to another dimension, almost like you're able to explore this place with your mind. But then we also have a lot of these physical benefits as well. So, it activates, the skin. I always tell people, like, dunk your face. It's like a free facelift because you stimulate collagen production in the skin and your whole body. It also helps with, you get up to a 530% increase in adrenaline. And so people will say, like, well, why would I want to increase my adrenaline? But you actually need adrenaline to help you focus and to kind of get up and start and go do things. And that's why, when you get out of the ice bath, you're like, oh, like I can do anything. It's because you have all that adrenaline running through your system. You get up to a 250% increase in dopamine just by sitting there, in the ice. And so we get all of these chemicals that are kind of like this reset for our body, that it's just like, it's the gun, it's the trigger, it's all of the things to just like really give you this like jump into a reset.
That's nice. That's nice. And definitely, this ice bath, especially, and with breath work, because when we sync our breathing, along with ice bath or a cold shower, it's
Yeah.
always good to, connect our nervous system and especially the temperature of our body, right? Because
Hmm.
our body temperature is also so important for us for, every weather.
Yeah, so our body, our core body temperature is what kind of signals our body if it's time to wake up, if it's time to go to sleep. So it can help with that as well. And then, I think the thing that's really magical about combining the breath work with the ice bath, and that like those two things together really work together because one is a vasodilating experience and one is a vasoconstricting experience. And so basically sensation wise in the body, what that feels like is like uh you don't get both of those things normally in such a short period of time. And so it's like just like pumping the body up for like action. It's like if there was a way to like activate the warrior code inside your body or inside your DNA, like that's what it's doing. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and especially you feel like your every cell of your body is active, and
Yeah.
you feel more energetic. And so just would like to understand, by your thought, Anna, and it's really going very amazing talk show with you. So just would like to know, breath work especially, should before ice bath or after ice bath?
That's a great question. So I like to do it beforehand. And because that's when I find that um it's kind of just like this opportunity. It's like meditation, but on a freight train. So wherever it is that like that place that you want to get there, you get there so much quicker. And it
Hmm.
gives you an opportunity to kind of observe the mind with the mind, which is a really special place and a special opportunity to do that. And to get a little peek and a little window into the things that you are thinking about, this experience and like, oh, am I like really like scared for the ice? And am I feeling like it's going to be so hard? And like, oh, the ice is going to be too cold.
Hmm.
I'm like, well, it's going to be cold. It's ice. You can expect that. Well, so then what does that mean? Well, does it mean like I feel like I'm not strong enough to do that? And so allowing yourself to feel and notice those thoughts that are coming up and be very aware of them and then do the thing anyway.
Very nice. So what is your suggestion for people who all are afraid from ice, cold, winter, weather like that, So what is the suggestion from your side for people those are actually afraid from ice therapy or cold shower? What is your
Okay.
suggestion for them?
So that was actually me for a very long time. So I was born in Buffalo, New York, which is like near Canada. It's really cold. And then I moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is like kind of near Texas. So it's like much warmer. And then my whole life, I just kind of tried to move closer and closer to the equator so that I could avoid the cold. I mean, I was really like not into it, and in the winters, I would be like, I gotta travel for Christmas or whatever. I've got to get out of here. Couldn't stand the cold. And so that, humans have a long-standing fear of the cold for a very good reason. That's part of like our ancestral DNA remembering is, hypothermia is a real thing, but it doesn't mean that this experience has to be dangerous. And so I think probably the best piece of advice that I can give someone is like, if you know that you want to try it and you know that the benefits are worth it, don't hesitate because you can talk yourself out of anything. It takes like 5 seconds to talk yourself out of something. So there's three kind of rules that I tell people for this ice experience. And the first one is to get in with no hesitation. So a lot of times, when you're at an ice bath, you've got your tub of water and you see people kind of like, oh, is it my turn? Is it your turn? Oh, no, you go first. And I'm like, no, this is the time to like activate your warrior. And if you're both hopping in at the same time, then you both get in at the same time and it's okay. Like you just have to get in with no hesitation and not let the fear mind talk you out of having this experience.
That's nice. That's nice. And I'm very sure, your suggestion is very helpful for people, those are actually afraid from cold, from ice. And, especially in India, if I'm talking about, so there are different kind of states and people, has different kind of the weather. Somewhere is winter. So at the same time, somewhere is the, summer
Yeah.
too. So the basically, this is the beauty actually of our nature as well. In the same country, there are different kind of weather. At that moment, if I'm talking about like Europe, or if I'm talking about USA, or or UAE, all of the very opposite from weather perspective. So suppose right now I'm in India and I'm traveling towards to Canada. Canada is too cold right now, right? So all of the sudden, how I can face that exactly weather, and how I can do my practice, breath practice in that moment. Because right now, suppose I am into temperature, it's not too cold in India, right? But when I'm traveling towards to Canada, and next day I will have to do my breath practice or ice therapy. So what is your suggestion how I will deal with that?
Yeah, so that's a really great just thing to kind of be aware of, is like when you're traveling and the different places that you go. And I've done tons of traveling over the last couple of years since I've started, hosting retreats and doing these kinds of things in places. Like I was in Costa Rica and I would like turn the shower all the way to cold and I was like, it's still hot. I like couldn't find any cold water, there's no ice. Um, and so there's things that you can do, like certain breath works to kind of warm the body or cool the body. So those are really great things to learn. And then we have this thing in our body, it's called brown fat. And basically it's like a very rich in mitochondria fat. And it's a visceral fat. It's like mostly in this area and it exists to protect our vital organs. And so, if you find that you are traveling to, an area that's really cold, your brown fat is more likely going to be activated in those areas. And we can notice a brown fat activation by like a little bit of shivering.
Very insightful and very informative answer. And Anna, this answer is really, really very helpful. Thank you for a great answer, great insightful, basic, information. So, Anna, I'm sure you are basically practice in ice bath or cold shower, and breath work is very important. And when we talked about pranayama is also amazing breath work. So how you differentiate pranayama method with Wim Hof method? So if for people, those are having breathing exercises or breathing practice. So most of time people ask me question during my coaching, what is the difference between pranayama and Wim Hof method?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And, I will just say that breath work in general, just breath work, is any time that you have a focused awareness on the breath. So breath work can include pranayama, breath work can include the Wim Hof, it can include, anything in that spectrum where you're just paying attention to the breath. It doesn't even necessarily have to change for it to be breath work. The only thing that has to really change is that your focused awareness is on the breath. Now, as many different stars are in the sky are as many different kinds of breath works that exist. And, they all kind of have different places where you might want to use them. So just like, if you go into, your craft closet and you've got all these different tools to work on your craft, or you go into your garage and you've got different tools to work on your car. And, I wouldn't try to nail, something onto my wall with a screwdriver. I would want to use a hammer for that project, right? And so that's kind of the same concept with breathworks, is we have different ones that are just more effective for different scenarios.
That's nice and very, very good answer, Anna, because there are several kind of, activities for breath work, and whatever, suits for people, I think they should apply for that, for same. And especially for me, I was I was used to practice pranayama. It was really awesome. And then I tried, Wim Hof method, and then I was used to do Wim Hof method. Now I'm like, kind of like you are a very kind of ice bath lover. And especially when winter is here, I usually try to do my travel towards to mountain, it's snow. And I do my cold bath there in Himalayan, where
Wow.
natural water is falling
Uh,
from mountains. And this kind
wow.
of, yeah, so recently I had this experience, and it was so amazing and so enlightened for me. And the same thing when I see your videos and your practice, everyday practice, your dedication, Anna. Really, I hats off to your dedication, how dedicatedly you do your practice, your breath work, your ice
Mm,
bath. And that is completely, you are providing a different kind of shape to our society, and
mm.
you are enlightening, you are transforming people by this amazing method, Anna. Your dedication and your, especially, that passion for your coaching, is really hats off.
Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. I can absolutely say that the breath work and the ice bath definitely, it's like stoking your inner fire and your inner flame, and it makes it so easy to, like, I used to, like wake up in the morning and like, oh, like I have to go to work and do these things. And now I'm like, I can't do a backflip, but if I could, I would like backflip out of bed, like cartwheel, just like, wow, like this is exciting. Can't believe I
Wow.
get to do this.
Awesome. So Anna, I know, because it's a very big topic, very huge topic, ice bath and breath work. But I want to continue this kind of episodes with you in future also, so that we can make some kind of the episodes for people, and we can make more podcasts in future all together. Just would like to, before closing this talk show today, what is your thought or views on today podcast, and for our effort as well?
Oh, this has been so great. Thank you. You're such a wonderful host, and you're so amiable and so friendly, so easy to talk to. And there's one thing that I would love to share with you and with your viewers, and it's my favorite breath work. And it's a really quick reset. You can do it in 90 seconds or less, and you can do it no matter where you're at. So, would you like to learn this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to take your left hand, and we'll use the left hand because it's just like a little bit closer to the heart. And we'll be doing this in and out the nose. And you ever notice, like maybe your daughter, she falls on the ground, and you always, like parents, like, right? We always do this like checking, like, and it's kind of like this check into the body, like this little tap of like, wait, okay, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm okay, because we have these mirror neurons, right? And so this is the first step, is with the palm of your hand, find your heart. And then when you find your heartbeat, so if you can just kind of pay attention to the heartbeat, and when you find it, then just shut down the eyes. And then push the thumb into the chest, and a long inhale in through the nose. Exhale. Push the first finger into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Push the middle finger into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Push the ring finger into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Push the pinky finger into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, push all 5 fingers into the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Smile for no reason at all, and then you can open your eyes.
Wow, so soothing, so calming. Thank you, Anna. Such a wonderful therapy you have done.
Thank you. That's my favorite one, and I love to share it anytime I can.
Wow, Anna. And I personally myself enjoyed this therapy, and I'm very sure you have a number of therapies like this for people, those wanna really feeling more powerful, more motivated, and more energetic. So thank you so much, Anna, for such a wonderful presence in our talk show today in this podcast. And I'm very sure it was a great experience for all viewers, and viewers definitely will keep continue these kind of episodes for you with Anna so that you can enjoy. And apart from that, if somebody would like to approach Anna directly, they can approach her by her website, by her Instagram page. Anna, I would like to request you, please share your website or Instagram page with our viewers so that they can reach out to you for the personal coaching.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram, the Breathwork Life Coach. My website is annaprieto.com. We'll get the spelling out there for you. And on Facebook, you can find me at Anna Prieto.
Superb. Thank you so much, Anna. And really, it's our pleasure to have you as a guest with us.
Thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.